What is accounting? What do you understand by accounting? Definition. So accounting means nothing but it is an recording, classifying, summarizing in a sequential order, in an meaningful manner. And you are going to use that recording, classification, summarizing in terms of money. So some transactions will be taking place, between buyer and the seller, and between the company and the outsiders. So that is called as what? A transaction. Something that is giving and taking is nothing but called as what? A transaction. So that will be in terms of money. They are going to exchange all these things. That may be any furniture or whatever you are going to purchase. All those you are going to purchase it for money, and whatever you are going to sell it, that will be on for money. And sometimes without exchanging all these things physically, some services you are going to get from the employees, like that, no? So for services also you are going to pay amount. So all those which you can come across by paying money or by receiving money, which comes under the transactions, which will be recorded in the company's accounts in a book. So which we can call it as what? Accounting. And all these events, they are going to record it in the past also, what it has happened, everything will be there here in this accounting books. So all these are related with the financial characters only. For what purpose you are recording means to interpret the results. So what is the position of the company, to know that you are going to record all these things. Once recording means there will be need of classifying them into different groups based on purchases, etc., etc. So this is what it is, the definition of accounting, we can say. So you need to keep in mind that this process will take place, that is recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpretation. Data interpretation will be done. Okay. So for preparing this accounting, there are different types of branches of accounting will be there. One, it is financial accounting. Financial accounting means all the in this whatever you are going to spend, whatever you are going to receive, all those related with the financial activities of a company will be recorded in this financial accounting. And you can identify how much how the company is going to get the capital, how it is going to utilize, everything will be analyzed here. What is the financial position of the company? For that, this financial accounting will be prepared. This will be prepared for an accounting period. Accounting period may be 1 year period. Okay. So that may be for some companies, they will be using from January 1st to December 1st. And most of the companies will be using from January 1st to December 1st. But some may be using accounting period as April 1st to 31st March. And some of the business people, they will be using Dasara to Dasara, or Diwali to Diwali, like that. Accounting period will be changing, but anyhow they are going to record all this all the expenses, incomes, assets, liabilities, everything they are going to record in this financial accounting. Okay. So this will be giving you a clear cut information related with the financial position of a company during an accounting period. So whatever may be the accounting period. And cost accounting, this will be giving you each and every amount of expenditure on a particular process. So this is related with the manufacturing units. So where they are going to manufacture, they will be using raw material, labor, different expenditures will be taking place. No, specifically for a particular activity, you are going to find out what is the expenditure. So for that, cost accounting will help you. And management accounting will be helping you to take decisions. So some of the techniques will be there which you can use for take decisions, like break-even analysis is there, no, that is used for taking decisions like make or buy decision, and whether you want to continue the product mix or not. So such decisions will be used, no, so which comes under this management accounting part. So whatever the accounting that is prepared to take decision by the management, that will be discussed in this management accounting. Okay, so in this manner you can divide the recordings of your company into 3 branches. So cost accounting will give you specifically what is the expenditure on each and every process, and what is the exact amount that you have spent for a particular product that is produced. Okay, so that is how this will be helping you. So in this manner you can divide them into 3 branches. These are the lengthy topics which we cannot discuss now in this class. Only financial accounting is related to you. How this financial accounting is prepared, that we are going to discuss in the coming topics. Okay, so whatever we are discussing in this unit is related with the financial accounting. So there are certain features of accounting why this is going to be prepared. So features means characteristics which we have seen in the definition itself. You are going to come across certain transactions. No, all those transactions will be recorded in the accounts, and you are going to divide them into different groups based on their relationship. So like for example, if you are going to record the transactions in the form of purchases related with the purchases, all the purchases will be separated. If it is related with the sales related activities will be separated. Like that, separation will be done. So that you can identify during a particular period how much you have spent for purchases, how much you have spent received from sales, like that, to identify for a particular period. This classification will help you. And not only that, if it is a person that who is going to be related with the company, so that person's for some x has transactions with the company. So what is the amount that was received from x, or what is the amount that the company needs to pay to the x, that is required, no, during a particular period. So that can be classified separately, so which will help you to easily identify for a particular activity what is the amount that was spent and what is the amount that is received. So for that, classification is required here. And you are going to, after classification of all such activities, you need to make a report, so which we can say that it is summarizing. And after report is prepared, you are going to analyze them, and after analysis is done, interpretation is taking place. So interpretation, how the what is the position, interpretation related with the ratio analysis we have already applied, no, so that ratio analysis will give you the interpretation of each and everything that was recorded in your accounting books, we can say. Okay, so how this process is going to be taking place. So first we need a transaction should be recorded. This recording will be done in a journal books. This is journal. Okay, and classification will be done in the ledger books. What all these things are, we will discuss in detail, but I am giving you a glance of what is the process now. Okay, so recording is journal book, classification is related with the ledgers. How you are going to classify that I will explain you in detail. And trial balance, once these ledger books are prepared, certain balance amount will be there, no, for each and every account. For example, purchases is there during this month, how much you have purchased and what is the amount that is left over to be paid. So if you want to identify that, you will be identifying at the end of the month, each and every month. So that will be recorded in the trial balance. Okay. So that means you are going to summarize, and like that, so many activities you are going to come across, so many transactions you are going to take place. No, thousands of transactions will be taking place. So all those things will be classified into ledgers, and from ledgers, whatever the balance that is obtained, that will be recorded in the trial balances. And the trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet, all these three combinedly called as final accounts. So final accounts will be prepared based on the trial balance that you have summarized here. Okay. How this is going to be done, that you are going to understand if we are going to discuss the problem. So the steps that are required in this accounting process is, first you need a transaction to be identified. Transaction is here who is giving or who is purchasing something they are going to exchange, from the company to the outsiders or from outsiders to the company. So that is called as what? A transaction. For money, you are going to exchange something. That may be service, or that may be a raw material, that may be anything. So for money, whatever you are going to exchange, that will be that should be identified first. So which we can say that identification of the transaction. So once you are going to identify the transactions, all these transactions will be recorded in the journal book. So in this journal book, according to the sequential dates, date wise, every day wise transactions will be recorded. Okay. So you cannot record on 30th April if some transaction has taken place, that after that one transaction you cannot record the other transaction which has been come across in March. So like that you cannot record. According to the date wise, calendar date wise, you have to record the transactions. So once transactions are recorded in the journal book according to the date wise, that should be posted to the ledger account. So which transferred to the ledger books. So transferring the journal entries to the ledger book is called as what? Posting. It is called as posting. So in this ledger books, you are going to find out for each and every person who are related with the company, how much it is company needs to pay or company needs to receive. That will be recorded. Not only the persons, if you have purchased any machinery or any building, or you have paid any rent, salaries, for salaries, how much amount was spent by the company, everything will be clearly identified in ledger book, because there you are going to record, prepare a separate account for salaries, separate account for rent, like that. So during a particular period, that may be 1 month, even for how many days you want to identify what is the balance of amount, you can easily identify. So like that, posting will be done in the ledger books. So once the ledger books are prepared, ledger accounts are prepared, you will be getting the balance amount. So that balance amount will be transferred to the trial balance account. Sometimes some errors may be taking place in the trial balance. Sometimes some amount may be, instead of 10,000, you might have recorded as 1,000, right? So when you are going to conduct an audit, you can identify such mistakes, because clerical mistakes will be common in recording these transactions, right? So that may be at recording time mistakes may be there, or at posting time it may be mistakes may take in place, or sometimes summarizing at the time of balancing also. Sometimes if you have added wrongly also, balance amount will be showing differently. So all these comes under this unadjusted trial balance. So for which you need to again prepare the entries. So which we can call it as what? Closing entries. So you are going to rectify it and you are going to prepare an journal entry for that. And you are going to clear whatever the errors that appeared in the trial balance by preparing the closing entries. Okay. Once everything is set in the trial balance, then you will go for preparation of financial statements or final accounts, we will call it as. So under this financial statements, we will come across 3 statements. One, it is trading. Second one, it is profit and loss. And the third one, it is balance sheet. Okay. So these are the 3 final account statements we are going to prepare. So once these 3 statements are prepared, you will go for what? Any adjustments are required, that will be done here. Again, sometimes balance will not be అదే అంటాం కదా, that balance sheet is not tallying అంటాం కదా, both debit side, liability side and asset side, balance may not be tallying. So in such cases where the mistake is, you will be identifying again, and you are going to adjust the trial balance again. You are going to verify everything and you prepare the adjusted trial balance. You are going to prepare the adjusted trial balance. For adjustments, whatever you are going to adjust in the trial balance, you have to prepare the journal entries again. Adjusting journal entries, we will call it as. So this is how the process will be going on. So the last step will be the adjusting journal entries. So if there are any mistakes or any problem is there in tallying the balance sheet, so then adjusted trial balance will be prepared. For if adjusted trial balance is prepared, you need to compulsory give the explanation for that adjustment in the form of adjusted journal entries. Okay. So this is the process. These are the steps that you need to follow in preparing the accounting, financial accounting. So what are the important terms that you are going to come across in this accounting? So this is most important because you people are new to this accounting process, accounting terminology. So you need to identify what are the terminologies that you are going to come across in preparing the financial statements. So one term that you are going to come across is debtors. So which in short it is shown as DR. Debtor will be shown as DR, as I have shown in the brackets. So who are debtors means some customers may be purchasing from the company on credit, no? If the company is going to sell like EMI, for example, EMI, on EMI basis nowadays people, this company people are selling the products, right? So those customers who have purchased on EMI basis, those people will come under the debtors of the company. Okay, did you understand that? So those who are going to purchase on EMI basis, basis means credit basis. Appu chesi konna customers, okay na? So credit basis, if any customers are going to purchase anything from any company or any seller of the company, so those people will become the debtors of the company. So all those like that, so many people will be there, no? So the amount that you need to recover from all these people will be totally taken into one term, that is debtors. for a particular accounting period. For a 1 year period, how many data are there that you are going to take it in the balance sheet. In the same manner, creditors will be there. Creditors means the persons, those who have supplied something to the company on credit. Like suppliers will be there, no, raw material if the company is going to purchase. So that means the company needs to pay to the outsiders for purchasing something on credit. So if suppliers have supplied raw materials to the company, those people will come under the creditors. Like that, if you purchase from so many creditors, all those will be combinedly taken as one term, creditors, and it is shown in the balance sheet. And capital, you know that the amount that is required to invest in the company, that may be owner's capital or the outsider's capital. So which you are going to show in the term that is capital. So this capital may be of two types, equity share capital and the preference share capital. So in two headings we are going to come across in the balance sheet. And assets means all the properties or the amount that is related to the company that you need to get back from outsiders. So all those comes under this assets. So assets can be divided into two, fixed assets and the current assets. Like that, under two headings we are going to show. Fixed assets may be tangible or intangible will be there. Tangible means which you can see. Intangible means which we cannot see, like goodwill, patent rights, copyrights, all those comes under the intangible assets. So tangible assets means like land, building, any machinery, like that, any furniture is there, all those comes under the tangible fixed assets. So current assets, all of you know already, we have discussed what comes under the current assets, no? So you go through the list of that current assets, which can be converted into cash within a short period, comes under this current assets. Okay. And the other terminology is liabilities. Liabilities means which the company needs to pay to the outsiders, which the company is liable to pay to the outsiders. So these liabilities may be of, you can divide them into two types again, one into fixed liabilities and the other one into current liabilities. Current liabilities, we have seen already the list of the current liabilities, and fixed liabilities will be under this. Capital will come, debentures will come, and any reserves are there, reserves will come. As we have seen outsiders funds, we have seen, no, while discussing about the debt equity analysis, debt equity ratio. So all those comes under the fixed liabilities, so which are shown in the balance sheet. Balance sheet left side, left part will be liabilities, right part will be the assets. And stock, you know what is a stock? Under stock we are going to come across four types, no? One, it is finished goods, semi-finished goods, work in process, and raw materials, combinedly called as stock. Here in the balance sheet we will come across closing stock. This will be divided into closing stock and opening stock. Beginning of the period and ending of the accounting period, stock will be there. So opening stock will comes under the trading account, closing stock will come under trading account as well as the balance sheet. So purchases, whatever you purchase, so something, some material or some assets may not be having any names, you know, like furniture, like that we cannot mention. Sometimes goods will be there, some products or something will be purchased without a name. So all those comes under the purchases here. So purchases may be of credit purchase or cash purchase also. So combinedly called as what? Purchases. Sales may be on credit or on cash. So combinedly called as sales. So, and here outstanding expenses, outstanding which you need to pay, which the company needs to pay, like salaries, rent, etc., which comes under this commission or any discount is allowed. All those, if it is pending, allowed but not given to the customers, or salaries, yeah, the company needs to pay but still it is not paid, all those comes under this outstanding expenses. Accrued expenses, accrued incomes, accrued means identified that this expenditure you need to incur, or accrued income means which you have identified that income needs to be received. Prepaid, sometimes before time itself you are going to pay the amount as outstanding. You sometimes you are going to early without reaching the time, if any amount is paid. For example, salary is paid before 2 days or 3 days or 1 month before, like that. So which you can say that it is a prepaid expenses, or sometimes rent is paid in advance. All those comes under this. Advance payments will comes under the prepaid expenses. Other name of prepaid is advance. Advance received incomes. So that comes under this prepaid incomes. In the same manner, you will come across purchase returns. Purchase returns are also called as returns outwards. What we have purchased, sometimes we may be due to any damage or whatever, you may be returning it to the seller, right? So sometimes raw material which you have purchased may not be up to the mark. Some part may be damaged. So to that extent, you are going to return it to the supplier. So which we will show it under the term purchase returns. So because we are after receiving, we are giving it outside us, no? So it can be called as what? Returns outwards. To make you confused, they will be giving you return outwards and return inwards. So you must be very careful that return outwards means purchase returns, return inwards means sales returns. You have to keep these words in mind while preparing the trading account. Sales returns means, so in the same manner, if we sell our finished product to the customers, due to any problem, if they are going to return back, that comes under the sales returns or returns inwards, because the company is getting back into the company, the sales was returned, which it can be called as what? Returns inwards. Drawings, so sometimes the owners may be drawing certain amount from the capital. So what they have invested, if they are in requirement of any urgent thing for personal use, if they are going to draw some amount from the company, that comes under the drawings, which you need to record in the accounts. And any debt means that this comes under the debtors only. So that amount will be recorded in this book. Debt, revenue or income. So like this, terminologies will be differing. You can use in any terms. Expenses, all the expenses, salaries, income, rent, anything that is needed to be paid comes under this expenses. Sometimes losses may be taking place, losses like a loss due to theft, loss due to any fire accident, like that losses will be there, which you need to record under losses. And debit side and credit side, we will call it as when you prepare the journal entries or ledger accounts. So in this, for one transaction, we are going to record twice, which we will call it as what? Double entry bookkeeping. 2 times you are going to enter the transaction, who is receiving and who is paying, or what is coming into the business and what is going out of the business. Everything will be recorded in twice for each one transaction. So for this, we are going to make into 2 parts. One it is debit and the other one it is credit. So both debit and credit will be decided based on certain rules that was prepared for double entry bookkeeping. So what are the rules I will give you, which should be debited and which should be credited? According to that rule only, accounting rules we will call it as. So according to that rule only, we are going to prepare we are going to record the transactions. So books of accounts means, as we have seen, all these journal books, ledger books, even personal purchases book will be there, sales book will be there. Separate books will be maintained, because what are the transactions that are going to be repeatedly taking place for each one, separate book will be maintained. Purchase returns will be frequently done, no? So for purchase returns, separate book will be maintained, and sales returns may be taking place so many times, transactions may be taking place so many times. For that, separate sales returns book will be maintained. And in the same manner, bills receivables separate book, payables separate book, and for cash, so many transactions may be taking place in terms of cash. So cash book be maintained, may be maintained separately. So like that, different books will be maintained in the financial accounting, which combinedly called as what? Books of accounts. So as journal, ledger. Okay. So for maintaining all these things, certain principles will be followed throughout the world, not in the country, throughout the world. Certain principles were framed, and all those principles should be followed to prepare the journal and financial accounting. So what are those principles that we have to see? So looking into that, we can divide these accounting principles into two main types. One it is accounting concepts, and the other one it is accounting conventions. Accounting concepts, I will give you what is the list that comes under the accounting concepts. I will discuss later in detail. One, it is money measurement concept. Second one, it is business entity concept. Third one, it is going concern concept. Cost concept. Dual aspect concept. All these you have to remember. Revenue recognition concept. Objective evidence concept. Accounting period concept. Matching concept. Accrual concept. So all those comes under the concepts of accounting. So this we need to discuss in detail, of course, but later. Now time is up, no? I will close here, but I will give you the accounting conventions also. What is the list of conventions here itself, so that it will be good. Later I will discuss all these conventions also. So yes, see, conventions we will come across. One, it is convention of conservatism. Second one, it is convention of materiality. Third one, convention of consistency. And fourth one, it is convention of full disclosure. Here convention of consistency was twice shown. that is only once you have to show, and the legal aspect convention. So these are the 5 conventions that we are going to come across in accounting conventions. So in this manner, accounting principles may be divided into 2 types. One, it is accounting concepts, and the other one, it is accounting conventions, which all these combinedly may be called as what? GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. Okay. So that all these things we will discuss in detail in the next class. After this, we will go enter into the journal entries and how you are going to, what are the rules that are required to prepare journal entries and all that we will discuss. For this, I think up to here for today it is enough. So any doubts in understanding